everybody, it's Catherine. This is Lucius, my son. He's eating crackers. um, I'm a shaman and the owner of Walking Between Worlds, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the side effects of getting a retrieval. I usually have a lot of people ask me what's gonna happen to me? Hey, Alan, hey, Kristen, I'm glad that you guys were able to make it on. Yeah, so they usually will always ask me, what's going on, what's gonna happen to me afterwards, and then they often wonder, like, if what happens to them isn't exactly like what they have heard happens to other people, then they start to panic. Then they're like, hey, wait a minute, but my experience is different. Is that normal? So I just want to start this whole thing out by saying, like, whatever you go through is normal. There isn't any, like, a typical, like, textbook way that you're going to receive this healing and that you're going to have to process all this healing. The different kind of effects I'm talking about today are just the things that seem to happen more often than not on some level to a lot of people. But if it doesn't happen to you, or if you get something different, that's okay. And I want to say hi to Greg and to John. I saw you guys hop on. I'm glad that you're here. Awesome. So the first one, probably, I mean, at least the one that I've personally experienced the most, is that memories will come back to you that you might not have thought about or remembered since the time that you received, since the time that soul piece left. So for instance, when I got pieces of myself back from when I was a little kid, I had read books back then that I was, like, obsessed with, and I hadn't thought about them in years, and out of nowhere I'm like, oh, I remember I used to always love that book. But, you know, like, this, in years, I haven't thought about it in years, and then it's suddenly there, you know. So there was that, or songs in my head that I once again hadn't listened to in years, hadn't thought of in years. Hey, Sean, yeah, he's pretty cute, he's pretty awesome, he's in training to be a shaman himself, so... That's probably the most common one. Something else that could sometimes happen, and I'm not really sure what the term for this is, or if there's a term for it, but starting to do certain things or dress a certain way or behave a certain way that you didn't, which was along the lines of how you used to dress or behave, or what you used to wear back during that time. I think sometimes that happens and comes out and needs to kind of work its way through. When I was in my late teens, I was dating this woman, and her and I were heavy duty into Marilyn Manson. Like, I still love him to death to this day, but I mean, back then it was serious. I shaved my eyebrows, I wore the stockings that were striped, the shirt's, like, the spike collar, the whole 9 yards. And when her and I broke up, we were together for 5 years, and then we remained friends for another 10. And when her and I broke up, she took a part of my soul and kept it. And I received that piece back, and when I did, I was 33 when I got that piece back. And all of a sudden, I just had to shave my eyebrows. And so I did. I shaved them, and I started dating a guy who looked exactly like Marilyn Manson, which was how I got him, and began dressing in that way. But it was only, like, for 2 weeks. The going back to, like, the totally gothed out thing only lasted for about 2 weeks. The eyebrows, geez, that lasted for almost a year, if not longer. And the relationship was a whole nother ball game. That was a lesson that I needed to go through. So that ended on its own time. But these were all things that kind of got set into motion because I received that soul part back. So it was kind of like that soul piece's way of integrating itself into me and beginning to mesh with the rest of who I am today. And that's basically what all of these symptoms are, all of these these memories and things that come back are. They're your body's way and the soul piece's way of talking to each other and weaving themselves back into one whole person that doesn't feel like it's separate from certain parts of itself. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, if you guys, if this was helpful to you, I really hope that it was. And once again, I do want to stress that anything that you experience after soul work is normal. It is natural. It's not something to be scared of. And for the first 2 weeks after you receive that soul work, you should be treating yourself like you're made of glass, you know, being really gentle with yourself. Like, act like you just had surgery. Because it's I mean, it's not the same thing, but it's similar in that your body is needing to do a lot of work on itself. Like I had said before, shamans, we start the process, but the client finishes it. The client is the one who does the work. And that is especially true with receiving a piece of your soul back. And the last thing I wanted to just mention real quick, I'm going to include the link below when I post this, is that I have just launched a program for a three-month program. It goes live today. I'll be sending an email out to everyone who's on my list with more details about that, and putting a different post out with all the details. But basically what it's for, it's for people who want to learn how to connect with themselves, connect with others, and heal themselves, but they don't necessarily want to work as a healer. They just want to kind of learn how to reconnect with themselves and the world in a way that is different than how they have been. And it's for 3 months, so it is, and it's going to be small, a small group. So the link that I'm going to include below is for anyone who wants to sign up. You have to have a consult with me first. That consult is completely free. The link is a scheduling link to schedule yourself. But I really want to make sure that everyone who does join, that they're serious about getting where they want to be, because it's a big commitment. It's a big amount of time. And I don't want to waste someone else's time. I don't want to work with someone who they're not comfortable with me. I'm not comfortable with them. You know, just want to make sure that it's good for everybody. So I hope to see you there, and thank you. Please like this and share this if you enjoyed it, if it was helpful. Hey Lucius, you gonna say goodbye to everyone? You gonna say goodbye? You can say bye. Goodbye. You know, mwah. Can you go mwah? Go ahead. Mwah. No, not foof. Mwah. Alright, he's not doing it.